Welcome to another session, in fact the last session of grammar and usage. Today we shall discuss morphology, compounding, affixation, inflection and derivation. The word morphology consists of two words, morph, which means form, and ology, which means study. Morphology is a branch of linguistics that deal with the study of words, their internal structure, and how they are formed. Morphemes are the smallest units of a language. They are the minimal units of words that can or that have a meaning and cannot be subdivided further. Free morphemes can occur alone, and bound morphemes must occur with another morpheme. We did discuss this in our first few videos. Now let's look at what compounding is. Compounding is a morphological operation that combines two free forms of words to give rise to a new word that has an entirely new meaning. For example, post is one word with a particular meaning, and office is another word with another meaning. When you combine together these two words, post office, you get a totally different meaning. This is an open compound word, as it is written as two words with a space in between. More examples of open compound words are living room, high school, ice cream, real estate, full moon, etc. Some words like doorknob, moonlight, sunflower, grandmother, basketball, etc. are not, however, open compound words. They are closed compounds, as they join to form a single word without a space in between. There are hyphenated compounds like long term, 21, merry-go-round, father-in-law, up-to-date, mother-in-law, over-the-counter, full-time, part-time, etc., and they are joined by a hyphen. Compound words help in creating new words as the need arises. Some of the very famous or common compound words using a noun and a verb are cloud burst, earthquake, handshake, bloodshed, telephone call. Now, compound words are also formed by using nouns and gerunds. For example, you know what gerunds are, the ing, using the ing form, but they are not present continuous. They are words that functions as nouns. For instance, whitewashing, daydreaming, thought-provoking, bird-watching, test driving, and so on. Now, you can also form words using gerund and nouns. Earlier, we formed words using noun and gerunds. We can also form words, compound words, using gerunds and nouns. Cooking gas, driving school, fishing net, waiting room are examples of compound words using gerunds and nouns. Now, compound words can also be used or formed by using noun and noun. For example, time and table, timetable, black and board, blackboard, sun and light, sunlight. They are, what are they? They are closed compounds, because there are no space in between. Then another one would be crime novel, cell phone, crime novel and cell phone are open compound words because there is a space in between. Now, compound words can also be formed using prepositions and noun. For instance, inbox, yeah, that's in and box, inbox, yeah. So overcoat, offspring, afternoon, all these are compound words using prepositions and nouns. Now let's look at what derivations are. Derivation is a main process of word formation by which one word is derived or formed from another. Most commonly, they are formed by adding affixes to the base form. This brings about a change in the meaning. For example, able indicates that something is possible, as in the words like readable, usable, eatable, etc. Another affix, mid, indicates that or indicates the middle part of something in words like midnight, midday, midterm, etc. These combination processes help in forming new words which add to the vocabulary. Affixation is a process of word formation in which a syllable or group of syllables are added to the beginning or end of a word to make a new word. Affixes added to the beginning of the word are called prefixes, and affixes added to the end of the word are called suffixes. In the adjective unavoidable, there are two affixes. Un is a prefix and able is a suffix. Now, what are suffixes? New words can be formed by adding suffixes. One part of speech can be turned into another with the help of a suffix. For example, the derivational suffix able, it means able to be. Example, eatable, portable, readable. The derivational suffix ac, ac, pertaining to cardiac, hemophiliac, maniac, and aholic or oholic, that means one with an obsession, alcoholic, shopaholic, workaholic. Al, which means relating to, bacterial, theatrical, natural. Okay, ans, which means a state or quality of, annoyance, brilliance, and so on. There are a few derivational suffixes given to you in your textbook, page number 62 and 63. In fact, 62, 63, 64, 65 till 65, and you are requested to read them. Next, we have prefixes. Prefixes are letters which we add to the beginning of a word to make a new word with a different meaning. Prefixes can create a new word opposite in meaning to the word the prefix is attached to. They can also make a word negative or express relation of time, place, or manner. Negative prefixes generally do not alter the class of the base word. For example, an, a, ab, anti, d, dis, down, in, ill, miss, non, un, etc. are commonly used negative prefixes. They do not change the class of the base word. For example, reverse or change. D is to reverse or change. For example, form, the opposite is deform. Compose, the opposite is decompose. Colonize, the opposite is decolonize. Motivate, the opposite is demotivate. Now, they are in the same class in the sense they are verbs. Now, the class does not change even though we change the or make it into the negative by adding a prefix. We are not changing the class. The class remains the same. That is, it is a verb. Deform is a verb. Decompose is a verb. Form is a verb. Compose is a verb. So even though we add D, we do not change the class of the particular word. All right. And there are also few examples given to you in your textbook, page number 67 and 68. So with that, we end the compounding, affixations, inflections and derivations. And you have few exercises given to you which we will take up in the discussion session. You have few exercises or assignments. So what you will do is you will use suitable prefixes for the words that I am going to tell you right now. And this is, here you will have to create antonyms, or you'll have to create opposites of those words. Okay, using prefixes, you have to create opposite of those or the words that I am going to read aloud. Now the first one is theist, use, agree, behave, fold, competent, place, connect, couth, couth, understand, sense, close, obey, lock, perfect, obedient, honest, even, qualified, mature, trust, personal, sane, logical. Now these are the words. You'll have to add suitable prefixes to change them into the opposite meaning. Now the next exercise is fill in the blanks using the appropriate form of words using prefixes or suffixes. The first one, there were only dash of people at the railway station. There were only a dash of people at the railway station. The one given to you in the bracket is hand. You are supposed to use a prefix or a suffix to form the appropriate word. Okay, there were only a dash of people at the railway station. Second one, the villagers decided to dash the road. The villagers decided to dash the road. The villagers decided to dash the road. Third one, the one given to you in the bracket is wide. Wide is the bracket. Third question, don't dash the poor boy. He is very intelligent. Don't dash the poor boy. He is very intelligent. The one in bracket is estimate. Then, resigned as he did not find his job, dash, bracket, challenge. He resigned as he did not find his job, dash, challenge. The people accused that the police officer had dashed his authority. The people accused that the police officer had dashed his authority. Now, the one in bracket is used. Okay, so do those. And the third exercise is add suitable negative prefix to each word. Dash patient, dash considerate, dash lead, dash respectful, dash behave, dash relevant, dash moral, dash replaceable, dash efficient, dash, appropriate. Now these are the words you have to use a negative prefix, okay, to these words. Now the next one is inflection. Inflection refers to the process of word formation in which additions are made to the base form of a word to express grammatical meanings. The word originates from the Latin word inflectere, meaning to bend. Generally, inflections in English grammar include the genitive s, that is the plural s, the third person singular s, the past tense d or ed, or t, sometimes it takes t, like spend and spent. The negative participle, the verb contraction not, the ing forms of the verb, comparative er and the superlative est. They are mostly suffixes and express the different grammatical categories. For example, the inflection s at the end of boys, girls, sweets, etc. show that the nouns are plural, and at the end of the words in sentences like she walks, he eats, it sleeps, etc. show that the subject is in the third person singular. Okay? Now, if you look at the parts of speech, if it's noun and if it is the plural form, the inflection you will add s or es. For example, toys or roses. Now, if in the parts of speech, if it's noun or pronoun, and it is to show or the case, which like genitive or the possessions, okay, but the possessive nouns, you add an apostrophe s or an apostrophe. For example, Sam's Matthews, Sam's apostrophe s, or Matthews, Sam's apostrophe s, and Matthews, because Matthews already ends with an s, so you put the apostrophe after the s. Okay, and another one is it's. Okay, now it's here is one without the apostrophe, which shows possession. Its tail, its head, or its fur, etc. That shows possession. But if you have it with the apostrophe, that is different. That shows it is, the verb contraction of it is. Okay, here it is, you are speaking about the case or the whether it is possessive nouns, etc. So it is the apostrophe. All right. Now with its, however, you don't use the apostrophe. That shows possession. അതിൻ്റെ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അപ്പോസ്ട്രഫെ ഇല്ലാതെ കാണിക്കുന്നത്. Now pronoun, if it's case reflexive, you will have self, and the word inflection will be self and selves. For example, him will change to what? Himself. They themselves. Okay, so that's how the inflection goes. Now if it's a verb, then in the progressive form or the continuous tense, you will add the inflection ing. Dance becomes dancing. And if it is in the perfect form, what will you write? The perfect tense, the v3 form, en. Written, has fallen, has finished. Okay, the inflection. Okay, broken. All right, woken, etc. So has fallen, has finished, the v3 form. Okay, the perfect tenses. Then you have the verb. When the verb is in the past form, you add ed. Close becomes closed. So the inflection is ed. Takes the ed the inflection is ed. And if it is the present tense, you have s. The inflection is S, sits. Okay, and then when it comes to adjective, especially degree of comparison, the inflection is ER, brighter, closer, etc. Adjectives, again, degree of comparison in the superlative form would be EST, the brightest, the closest, and so on. So I hope you understood inflections. Okay, so inflections are also a part of this derivation. They are process of word formation. Okay, and these are the ways you use inflections. Inflections are mostly used here in the English grammar. It is to show the number, it is used to show the case, whether it is a reflexive pronoun, whether the verb is, which tense the verb is in, whether it is the ing form or the V3 form, whether it is in the past or the present, and degree of comparisons, okay, and so on. The inflection ed is used to indicate the past tense. Thus, walk becomes walked, study becomes studied, clean becomes cleaned, wash becomes washed. Okay, so in this manner, the inflections are used to show grammatical categories such as tense, person, and number. They are also used to indicate the parts of speech which the word, which part of speech the word belongs to. For example, the suffix er. If you're using the suffix er, it transforms the verb read into a noun form. See, what happens when you add er, the suffix er, to the verb read. Read is a verb, right? When you add er, the suffix er, it changes from it changes the part of speech. It changes from verb to, it becomes a noun form. It changes the form of the word. Right? So it changes from verb to noun. So read, when you add er, it becomes noun, reader. Likewise, leader, lead becomes leader, make becomes maker, dance becomes dancer, run becomes runner. So see how adding an inflection can change the parts of speech. So it is not just used to show the tenses. It is also used to show the number, the case, reflexive case, and also to indicate the part of speech. Okay. Now, there are certain nouns in English that do not form the plural by adding s or es. They are the irregular plurals that we have to study by heart. There is no other go. Like, for instance, man. Okay. So, other man becomes men. Woman becomes women, child, children. So there REN. Okay. Then foot becomes feet, stimulus, stimuli, ox, oxen, cactus, cacti, fungus, fungi, syllabus, syllabi. Okay. Mouse, mice, louse, lice, curriculum, curricula, tooth, teeth, goose, geese, and so on. Now, there are also irregular verbs, not just irregular plurals, but also we have irregular verbs. And they are say becomes said in the past, go becomes went, get becomes got, think becomes thought, know becomes knew, come, came, make, made, take, took, see, saw, drink, drank, spring, sprang, and so on. So with this, we come to the end of our syllabus. We have completed grammar and usage, my part, that is the first module, a part of the fourth, two sections of the of module 4, and the whole module 3 is complete. So thank you and have a wonderful day. We have completed our semester, and I would like you all to pay attention and complete your textbook exercises, textual exercises, so that by the time the exams are notified, you will be able to do well in your exam. So wishing you all the very best. Thank you.